Did you know that prisons in California bring in $42,000 per inmate, and that special ed students bring their school districts twice as much money as general ed students? That's right. In California, schools bring in $13,000 for general ed students and $26,000 for special ed students. I equip heroic teachers with an effective literacy program to remediate dyslexia so they can close the achievement gap, stop that school to prison pipeline, and prepare kids for success in school and in life. I'm Dr. Marion Cintron, founder of Step-by-Step Dyslexia Solutions. I have 2 masters and 2 California teaching credentials, 20 years of experience in education, and 10 years as a classroom teacher. Is it all right if I share with you what inspired me to teach? I first became interested in teaching in the late 1990s when I was a room mom for my 2 young children in 1st and 3rd grades. I saw how strategically phonics was taught, and reading and writing as well. And if not taught correctly, I knew it would send students on the wrong trajectory. I knew my own kids' teachers were properly equipped with the right tools to teach students how to read and write, using structured literacy with a multi-sensory reading program. And what interested me in teaching dyslexic students was seeing bright students who just couldn't read and write. It didn't make sense until I learned about dyslexia. And early in my teaching career, I learned about music and how it accelerated the learning process. And I've used music ever since when teaching reading. I recall Daniela, who was an 8th grader in a low-income district, being raised by her grandfather since her mom was in prison. She was an intelligent English language learner, and her grandfather said he had tried so many after-school programs that were ineffective. He wanted to try my 6-week intervention using music. After 2 weeks, he started seeing a difference in her self-esteem, and she developed a desire to read. After 6 weeks, when I shared her post-test scores with him, he was amazed and he actually began crying. She had made 3 years gains in reading vocabulary, fluency, and reading comprehension. And he exclaimed, "This is a miracle." And he asked, "What are you doing so differently?" And I replied, "I'm using music with a phonics-based program and it really works." He said, "Our home used to be a battlefield and now we all get along. She gets along with her peers at school and she does her homework and she enjoys going to school now." Then he asked me the question that changed my life forever. "Are you a doctor?" Well, of course I said no, but I entered a doctorate program as soon as I could. And it had been on my heart for quite a while. And to me, this was God's confirmation that he was giving me something to share with the world about how to save lives. So music enhances reading for dyslexic children and helps them win. It took me 7 years to earn my doctorate. Now we've taught a 2nd grader named Cruz. He was entering the 2nd grade and didn't even know his letter names and sounds. He felt like his baby sister was smarter than him. In May, we began teaching him his letter names and sounds. And by July, he was ready to start our reading program. He was so excited to learn reading with music. His mom never imagined the growth he would make in such a short time. He began in July, and this March, he reached grade level and he has exited special ed. So I have published a book called A Message of Hope: How Music Enhances Reading for Dyslexic Children. This book belongs in the hands of every teacher, every educator in the elementary schools, colleges, and in the hands of every parent of a dyslexic child. And I developed a music app called Dunking Dyslexia. It plays music in the left ear and spelling exercises in the right ear. And it's based on the neuroscience of the brain about music's impact to reading and learning. Finally, I created an Orton-Gillingham-based reading program. It's multisensory, and I can train a teacher in 1 day. I want to invite you to be in my teacher training called Dyslexia Dismantled. If you have a background in education, in speech, in social work, psychology, or occupational therapy, I can train you online in one day, and you will impact thousands of lives. I'm offering a special price through April, so please visit me on my website at www.dyslexia-solutions.com. Please share this video with a teacher or parent. Remember, every child has a right to read. God bless you.